Mr. Imobide Olupe. Big shout out to the two coaches, the coach of the South African under-19 cricket team, Danesh Devranen, the captain, Mika van Vos, the coach of Nigeria, Ambassador Theophilus Ibodeme, the small boy with a big God, assisted by the longest serving captain in Nigeria's history, Blessing Eti Majala, and the other backroom stars from the physio, Madam Ujunwa, to the strength and conditioning coach, former player of the national team of Nigeria, and one of the fastest players to score 15 for Nigeria in an international tournament, Sheye Olympio, not also leaving out the coach of the under-19 team to Malaysia, Sarah Bakita Wetoto, and of course the match analyst, president, Northern Cosmopolitan Cricket Club and founder, Jamal. Big shout out to every board member who is here present, president of NAWIS, Professor Miriam Suleiman, board member Major Rubala, representing Northeast, Hajia Zainab Isiaku, representing Northwest, Alhaji Usman Ladan, the general manager of the Cricket Federation.
Match of the semi-finals, and it is going to be between the familiar Yellow Greens and South Africa under-19. South Africa winning the toss and electing to bat first. Lucky Piety, captain of the Nigerian side, alongside Adekunle Shola. Amusa Kende, Christabel Chukwunoye, Esther Sandy, Etim Sarah Kweri, Peace Hussein, Salome Sunday, Anointed Ekigbe, Igbinedion Victory, Lilian Udi, and Queen Joseph Pena. Second consecutive match, and into the squad for the South African under-19. It is Michael Fuast, Ashley Fanfik, Ashley Bernard, J. Lee Filanda, Ritabili Utoba, Sifukuli Masilela, Danieli Boshoff, Kanalelu Mukuna, Mia Lilo, Chanel Venta, Zia Munhala, and Kaylee Vankel. Those are the scores of the two sides who will be taken to the field today. Rwanda already qualifying for the final, sending Zimbabwe under-19 to play for third place. And the winner of this fixture will join Rwanda in the finals. The first over of this tournament was witnessed between these two sides on the final group stage fixture, with Nigeria winning in the power play over by 1 run. Heroics from Lucky Piety, the captain, to guide the team to the much-needed victory, and both sides finishing second and third respectively in the group phase, will come out here and play each other. And starting the baton for the side will be Chanel Vanta, the number 1. Very young South Africa on the 19 side, averaging 15 years of age. They will look to bounce back from 2 consecutive losses, losing against previous winners from previous edition, Nigeria, and as well as Rwanda. And they will look to qualify for the final round, rather than to play third place against a fellow under-19 side. We're waiting for both teams to take to the field, as Nigeria will start the inning with the goal of restricting the South African batters as they will come in the second inning to try and win it. In the last game, Nigeria lost the toss with Mika Panfuas wanting to bat, a decision that did not go their way at the end, and she is stuck with that plan. Going in to bat first is what South Africa will do, and Nigeria for the second consecutive time will have to chase going into the second inning. Hussein Peace up until today before this fixture was the leading wicket taker before Bimayimana Marie with 3 wickets climbing up 2 overhead. So Peace Hussein will need more, at least 3 wickets to take herself back on that bowling chart. The fielders take to the field, and Chanel Vanta will be pairing with Mia Lelo as they go in to start the inning.
So umpires, of course, are making their way in the middle. Arjun Kaur all the way from Rwanda, who made her debut in this particular 5th edition, alongside Kentu, who will be officiating these second semi-finals of the Nigeria Invitational Women's T20 Patricia Kambarami Cup. Interesting move, you'd say here, Peter, from the South Africa U19, sending Mia Lero to open the batting with Chanel Venta. We are not seeing the likes of Ashley Bernard, who had a good day in the office with the bat, of course, scoring that 40. Gonna be a cracker of a game when we have this second semi-final. Of course, as you just mentioned, these two sides gave us one of the games of the tournament, the game that went down to the wire, needing, of course, 11 runs in that last over. And they found themselves playing the very fast super over any Nigeria Invitational tournament. No surprise with the new cherry in hand is going to be none other than Leon Ude. Time again from the Court of Appeal end, she's a third man and a deep extra cover. Those are the 2 boundary riders. No fielder in sleep as the umpire says play.
It is nice to see Lilian Udi back for the side. She's not been really around due to exams that she's had, missing 2 games and wasn't around to play in this very much needed victory which the female Yellow Greens picked in her absence, and now she's around and will look to add her own contribution as the female Yellow Greens will be seeking for a 3rd consecutive final at the Nigerian Women's T20 Invitational.
And of course, on the other side of the young South Africa under-19s, I would love to make sure they get anything around 120 plus, given, of course, the way the pitch was playing in the first semi-finals. Plays it to the back footer, straight to the fielder at pointer. Coming off the sweet spot of her blade is Mia Lelo.
Chukwunoye has been very difficult to beat on that point region. Barely, I think it's only 2 eyes on 2 occasions she's been beaten in her end. On other occasions, she's been very consistent in restricting runs, leaking, and has done a very excellent job in keeping it that way.
Outside offer, tattoo on the occasion. Very good bowler she's been for the female Yellow Greens for the last couple of years is Lilian Ude. With, of course, the best bowling figures, 6 for 7 against Team Rwanda in the Kwibuka tournament. They would love to see her making the inroads up front. Already bowling 3 dot balls. Yet to open their account is the South Africa under-19s.
3 balls, 3 dots. 4 balls, 4 dots. He is now. And Lilian Ude is putting her mark. She's the one player that the South African under-19 had not faced in the previous encounter against the female yellow green. Now she's around. Amia Lilo is having difficulty finding space as the balls are going into the right spaces and the right length, making it impossible for a play to come through. 5 balls now, 5 though. It seems like we are going to start this first over with a maiden.
A very good delivery there. Look at that carry straight to the wicketkeeper batter Sarah Etima. Hitting that 3-meter liner is the experienced Lilian Ude. And I love the fact that she knows how to set a batter. She's been bowling it, pitching it up for her, given that she possesses that lateral movement with the new bowler. She would love to close off the first over without leaking runs. A pitch on the occasion, up, and the wicket has been taken. What a dream start here for the female yellow greens, courtesy of Lilian Ude.
It was just a matter of time before she would get the beast out of Mia Lelo. 5 balls, the desperation not to give her a maiden prompted that shot. It was an unnecessary shot. That ball was in line with the stumps, and that shot was in nowhere. It should have been a leg side shot. She tried to pick upwards and recalibrate towards the offside, which has backfired. Now a quick follow wicket, and that streak of no team playing out the power play with all 10 wickets intact still looks on to continue. Big wicket and good comeback for Lilian Ude and the female yellow greens.
A dream starter. Let's have a look at the first wicket again. Foolish outside offer, tries to heave it on the onside, but what a take there from the fielder at covers. Maiden wicket to start the proceedings from the female yellow greens. Exactly what the doctor ordered for. As we see the batter coming in, Ashley Bernard, who joins Chanel Vetter, who watched the first over from the other end. We would love to see these youngsters trying and see if they can build a partnership, having lost the wicket in the first over without scoring any run. Should be up against a young bowler, Peace Hussein, who's always picked up 2 wickets in the power play. She's been used as the insurance policy for the female yellow greens. She normally bowls 2 overs and then comes in to break any partnership whatsoever. This time round, changing ends. Normally she is well known of bowling from the Court of Appeal end. She will be bowling from the pavilion end. She has deep mid wicket and a deep extra cover. The 2 fielders outside the ring.
Peace Hussein has been doing a very fantastic ball, taking up in the absence of Lilian Ude. The first time Lilian Ude was absent, Peace Hussein came in as the opening bowler and did an excellent job. The last time out against this team, South African under 19, Peace Hussein, so my corrections, Kendi Amusa took charge and even bowled in the super over that they went on to win. And Lilian Ude is back. That means that they have one more capable bowler of helping them ensure that they get to the finals and get their rematch against Rwanda.
Full on the occasion, up and over the fielder at mid-off for Lilian Ude. The chase is on. 2 fielders, of course. Looking for the third is Ashley Bernard. She takes on the arm of the fielder in the deep. Very good running between the wickets as they open their account with 3 runs. Is South Africa under 19s. Very casual dugout from the young South Africans. A collective performance they've been putting on, both with ball and bat in hand.
Shiafa is still fit to play after that ball from the bat of the Rwandan batter that hit her on just towards the knee region, and she has not recovered in time to make her presence for this team, and she's had to be on the sidelines. And this victory will be much more needed. It remains to see if she will be fit for their next encounter, be it the finals or the 3rd place. Full length pitch from Peace Hussein, yoke length, and that ball does not go anywhere. Only 3 runs have been added so far off.
goes on the back foot, walks it on the onside, but not run taken again. Again, complementing to what you've been talking about, Peter. It's always nice to see the yellow greens having a lot of options at the top with the new ball. We've seen, of course, Kehinde Amusa opening the bowling. We've seen the likes of Lilian Ude. Every time she's opened the bowling, she's made sure she picks up wickets, putting the opposition side on the back foot. And, of course, Peace Hussein, who's gone for only 3 runs. Last ball to come from the second. Beast the outside edge, a fantastic over there from Peace Hussein. 3 for 1 after 2, moving at 1.5 is the South Africa U19s. No surprise, Leon Ude will be bowling her second from the Court of Appeal end. But again, a lot of credit goes to the Nigeria Cricket Federation for ensuring that this Nigeria Invitational Tournament is annually played, allowing the youngsters to showcase their skills. We've seen a lot of talent. So far, this being the 5th edition, we've seen the likes of Mika van Voist, the one for the future for the South Africans, you'd say.
And that is another wicket for Lilian Uduyan, the female yellow greens. Trying to go big, feeding off that bounce. Couldn't play it beyond the inner ring. And Chanel Vanta, the second opening pair, will go out.
Coming in to bowl her second and delivers once again into the pitch. Rushed her into that pull shorter. Didn't get enough timing, but a very good running catch from mid-wicket from the captain. The lucky Piety, as they pick up their second wicket, is the female yellow greens.
There's not much to worry about as it stands in the Nigerian bench. Currently, they are in control. The runs are not coming, but the wickets are falling. Right now, there is a lot of work to be done by the South Africa under-19. They were not too pleased with the result from the previous encounter, and you would expect that they will come and give the Nigerian side a headache. So far, it looks like the Nigerian side have all 6 Infinity Stones on their gauntlet, and they're snapping this game at will.
At works, the third leading run scorer in this 5th edition. The captain herself, shot number 5, Mika van Vost. Always finding her team in all sorts of bother, and she's made sure she's contributed with the bat in hand. She would love to dig the South Africa under-19 side in a hole they find themselves after 2.1 overs, having lost 2 batters. The openers are already into the heart. 3 for 2 after 2.1. Mika van Voster with Ashley Barnard, who would love to be in the partnership. But I will tell you, Peter, they'll find a way of playing Lilian Ude, who is breathing fire at the moment, yet to concede a run, having played 2 wickets.
Yeah, if there's anyone that has turned up consistently for the South African women's team under 19, it is Mika van Vost. In 3 or 4 games, she's helped the team put up competitive scores on the board and even aiding their run chase against the Rwandan side. Finally, Lilian Ude concedes a run from a sloping fielding attempt, and who had 1 more run, and Mika van Vost sticks a batting chart.
She gets off the mark again. Is the captain of the South Africa under-19, Mika van Vost, playing it on the up. I love the fact that every time she's got enough striker, she's always using the full face of the blade. Can be a sign of worry, given that she scored 69 in the previous game, the game that went into the spur over. She knows a thing or two about these female yellow greens bowlers. Laura Peer again, angling into the pass, but the umpire says not out.
Lilian Ude has been very, very disturbing to this battle. Look at that ball again, swinging outside of left, just couldn't flick it in time to the leg side. and had more runs to the board, and Lilian Ude will breathe a sign of relief as that ball was at the batter's dispense.
Pace on again, rushing her into the shorter, generating a lot of pace in her second over is Lilian Ude. But again, when you look at that previous half an appeal, would say very animated. That was pitched way outside leg stump, and look at the field set they have. The fine leg is inside the ring. We saw in their previous game they leaked a lot of runs with the misplacements in the field from the captain. Something they need to readjust as soon as possible. Yes, they have already put the South African 19s on the back foot, but they have to be very, very disciplined in their bowling. Outside off stump, Tulu on the occasion, trying to play through cover region. Another dot ball, more importantly for Lilian Ude and the female yellow greens.
One so far in 11 balls bowled, not giving, and 2 wickets primarily. First extra by Lilian Ude, just 1 ball shy of finishing the over on a strong note. Now she's giving 2 runs in 1 over, and but from the looks of it, the Nigeria female yellow greens are still in control as it stands, still in the power play, and South Africa batters have not been able to find the spaces as it is necessary.
Last time they are on 18 for 3 is the South African 19s against the female yellow greens right after the power play. Tatu again. She'll finish with the dot ball. Is Lilian Ude having played 2 for 2 in her 2 overs. Scoreboard reading 5 for 2 after 3. Dream start here, Peter, you would say, from the female yellow greens. One team so far is already in the finals, still unbeaten, 5 out of 5 from the Rwanda women's national team, led by the captain herself, who picked up her 2nd player of the match. Picking form at the right time, contributing, of course, with ball and bat in hand, picked up 3 wickets and scored an important 34 runs. To ensure they won by 5 wickets against the Zimbabwe under 19s. But for now, it's Peace Useno comes in to bowl a second. She has a same field, deep extra cover, and a deep mid wicket. Apisha and the what a take, cotton ball from the young Peace Useno make that 10 wickets so far in the tournament as they lose their 3rd, and he's the big fish who has to take the long way back to the dugout. Mika van Voster outfoxed by Peace Useno.
As low as that ball when she went on her knees picking that ball, a defense that wasn't defensive stroke, that wasn't properly applied, and Peace Useno with the dominance. It seems that she had a little bit of knock on the knee, a scratch I would presume, but he was worth the risk. This is the 2nd time today we are seeing a cotton board, first one in the previous match with the captain herself, Bileben Kosi Maposa, taking a very much needed catch, the catch of Wasimov, and now it is because for first the most reliable batter of this South African under 19 side has gone out for just 1 having registered just 1 run off the bat. That, and now it's 3 wickets in, and we're still very far from just narrowly beyond the midway point of the power play over. There's a lot of work for the South African going forward, and you are already eating into the middle order batting.
This is a dream start. Let's have a look at that again. Targeting the middle stump. Tried to play it on the one side, ending up giving a very good catch and easy to Peace Useno, who has now picked up 10 wickets in the tournament. 5 for 3, and you'd say the female yellow greens have done a tremendous job putting the South Africans under 19s on the back foot. And the last wicket being the one of Mika van Voste. First time she's gone back to the dugout without troubling the scorers. They would love now to tighten the screw and keep bowling into the right channels, build more pressure. She's been holding forth for her side. And Peace Useno is spinning away in her 2nd over. Retabile joins Ashley Bernard who's been watching a lot of action from the other end, yet to open her account, having faced 8 deliveries. The old hope she's back on her feet is the young Peace Usena. Very impressive player she's been for the female Yellow Greens. And there's a skill, Peter bowling spin up front with a new ball. But she's made sure every time she's been given that ball, she picks up wicket with ease.
That is what you expect from somebody of the caliber of Peace Hussein. Got national team experience. A lot of these youngsters have been in the national team for at least 4 years, and that has given them enough time to expose themselves to much more serious bowling techniques, and as well as an experience on how to deal with pressuring situations like this. They know that losing to this on the 19 side is not an excuse, and they've brought up their A game to the very maximum.
One brings two sides. Peace Hussein, the female Yellow Greens are pumped. In no time she is on a hat trick. The young Rotabile comes and has to depart in all time. 11 wickets so far for the young Peace Hussein. We haven't seen a hat-trick so far. Can she be the first player to pick up a hat-trick as they lose their fourth for just 5 runs?
With Abili, initially wanted to go with a stroke, but after that spin, a late decision to keep the ball down did not pay out. Another wicket for the female Yellow Green. It is 4 already, and we're just 2 balls into the 4th over, and we've not even seen the likes of Kendi and Musa come and pick up the ball, or Anointed at Kigbe, or even Queen Joseph. And Lucky Party is there as well as Adekunle Shola. And look at the South African bench right now. They can only be quiet and keep on motivating whoever goes in now to try and stay there, and probably in that process build up enough momentum to go full on attack. But for now, they're having trouble keeping their batters in the batting crease, and that calls for and who else to come in for the South African side if not Sifukule, a batter who on match day 1 exploded with 37 of 44 balls against Ghana. And the last encounter, which was our 3rd batting inning against the female Yellow Green, she was on 20 of 15 before being dismissed. And now the team needs her at this time very desperately, and remains to see if she can build a partnership with Ashley Bernard.
Sifukule Masilela joins Ashley Bernard again at the crease, finding her side with the scoreboard reads 4 wickets already with only 5 runs on board. Who have expected to see this kind of scorebook or scoreboard wherever you're watching us live from? Takes a little shimmy. She doesn't need any sighters to get off the mark. Is the young Sifukule Masilela. You'd feel that the young South Africans, the only thing they won was the toss, given the way they have lost 4 wickets inside 3 overs.
And it's back-to-back wickets. 3 wickets in a row now in this over. It would not be counted to the bowler's column, but he adds up to the team. And another batter will have to walk off. It is Sifukule registering only 1 run.
Unnecessarily done, having lost 4 wickets. I'm not sure why they were taking on the arm of the fielder at covers, who chipped in a very, very good throw. Easy decision there for the umpire as Sawa 18 did the clean-up. They lose their 5th in South Africa under 19s. Very collective performance here for the female Yellow Greens, having lost the toss. They are put in to have the ball first, and boy oh boy have they struck gold, picking up 5 wickets inside 3.4. We've seen a lot of records, Peter, in this tournament so far, the 5th edition. We've seen 2 centurions, we've seen 2 teams crossing 200 for the very first time in all editions of the Nigeria Women's Invitational Tournament. And now South Africa under 19s find themselves on 6 for 5. We haven't seen a team so far failing to score above 50.
So far, we are yet to see that. So far in this edition, we are yet to see that, and it looks like South Africa is going to be the latest victim. Already into their middle order, 2 wickets shy of the tail end batting, and we are not sure if the tail end is capable of taking this game all the way. This is the first time that it is looking very, very likely that South Africa might have to play out all their wickets.
Into the pads as she walks it on the onside as she gets off the mark. They don't mind these singles at the moment at the female yellow greens. But again, you would love to see them tightening that screw to make sure they don't leak a lot of runs. A friend of mine once told me, if you go for the kill, make sure you don't remove that right hand to go for the punch. And this is exactly what the female yellow greens are doing at the moment. They keep strangling, and the fielding has been tremendous, sticking to that attacking field. Foolish on that occasion, straight to the field and mid off again, but this fumble from Salome Sunday allows Ashley Bernard and Jai Finlanda, the new batter, in to scamper for a quick run. Of course, with that single, we come to the end of the fourth. The scoreboard reading 8 for 5.
And this is the wicket. This is the wicket of Peace Hussein. This was the second wicket she got in her over. And look at that third one. This was the run out from the cover fielder. As the batter couldn't make that run. It was a late call, and they paid the price. So calm is the Nigerian bench. And right now the game is in their control. Like I said earlier, they have all 6 Infinity Stones on their gauntlet and are snapping the wickets as fast or as at will, snapping down the wicket at will, choosing when they fall, and they try to continue with their bowling spree. 5 wickets taken, 2 bowlers wicket apiece, 2 for Lilian Ude and 2 for Peace Hussein, who currently is on 11 wickets. This time around finds the gap. Ashley Bernard been in this crease long enough, faced 10 balls, now the 11th, and she is finally confident enough to start wanting to take the board.
She's bowled well in her first 2 overs. Is Lian Ude picking up 2 wickets, of course, up front once again.
Jamie stepping out for a breath of fresh air, and we prepare ourselves to come face the ball of Lilian Ude. Lilian Ude has been exemplifying and going all out in terms of getting that much near wicket. Her absence haven't been really felt by the female yellow greens, but she's done one thing, and that is contribute every time she's had the chance. Tries to flick it to the leg, but towards the short mid-wicket fielder, and no one will come through the under-19 South African side.
A dream start, you'd say, Peter. Struggling a little bit in her run-up is the Lilian Ude, who was also part of that under-19 World Cup back in Malaysia. Goes for a big sweep shot. Change of pace from Lilian Ude.
You know, but we had talked about it coming before this match started. We said that no team has gone beyond the power play, losing keeping all 10 wickets, and now no team has played the power play, losing 5 wickets, and we are still within the power play over.
Into the pads again. She walks it on the onside again. They pick up a single. They get into double digits easily, the South Africa under 19s. They've now had a good day in the office this afternoon, being the second semi-final. bring out all their A game is the female Yellow Greens. They can't afford, of course, to miss out on that final. Being a host nation, they know the conditions, and boy, the conditions playing in their favor in this semi-final. We've offered straight to the fielder at point. Another dot ball.
And one ball shy of and over. Lilian the inner third of and just giving out 4 runs.
Should love to close off this over is Leon Ude. A dot ball to close off a third over. It's the end of the 5th. The scoreboard reading 10-5. Peace Usain to bowl the last over of the power play. She's already picked up 2. Going for only 6 runs. Found themselves at the South African U19s, having won the toss and decided to bat first. Half the side is back in the hat. Wax it on the onside. Is the young Jai Filanda, the wicketkeeper batter. They will love a partnership at these two, especially 2 recognized batters for the young South African side. They have, of course, the likes of Daniel Boshoff, who is not rubbish with bat in hand. Enticing delivery there, but look at that turn from Peace Usain.
I remember very much in the last edition, Peace Usain and Marie Bemaimana Diane dragged it all out for the wickets. Best bowler award with Peace Usain coming up top with 9 wickets, and Bemaimana finished off on 10. Sloppy fielding. My corrections, Bemaimana Diane Marie finishing on 8 wickets, and now she's on 11 as well as Peace Usain. They will look to slug this one out all the way into the final days of the competition.
Rocks back with the back footer into the deep square leg vacant region for a boundary. She breaks the shackles. The wicketkeeper batter Jaya Filanda. Match needed here. Boundary for the South Africa under-19s.
They've been kept behind for too long. This time went to the offside and wanted to pick that ball from outside the off stump, sent it to our most primary and most powerful side, and that was through the empty space in the leg. 4 more runs, and now it looks like the South Africa want to go on a very explosive speed. The wickets are falling, and they know that the best they can do now is just to push for the runs while the opportunity is still there. 2 more balls on the power play, and it's going to be difficult afterwards when the field becomes expanded, if the field becomes expanded.
A good comeback, of course, after that boundary from the young Peace Usain. Last ball to come in the power play, 16 for 5. Moving at 2.7 runs and over, of course, with that boundary. Full straight. Fantastic figures there from the young Peace Usain once again. 16 for 5 right after the power play. You'd feel they've done a tremendous job. Is the female Yellow Greens that they win the toss. They are putting into the ball faster with a collective performance from Ude Lilian, Peace Usain picking up 2 wickets apiece. But look at that economy of Ude Lilian, and of course a very good collective performance in the field without run out. 1 extra ball in the power play as the young South Africa under-19s find themselves on 16 for 5. The last time they were on 18 for 3. But the female Yellow Greens have managed to pick up 2 more wickets in the power play to put the South Africa under-19s on the back foot. Still not out is Ashley Barnard for her 3 of 15, and Jai Lee Filanda, wicketkeeper batter, not out for her 7 of 8 with, of course, that boundary.
looking to continue from pace, and this time even with Lillian Ude will be anointed as keeper coming from the Court of Appeal end to continue with the pace domination and spin combination as well. Welcome to the Comes Box Endurance.
Thank you. Not what we expect, quite disappointing here. 16 for 5 after 6. We had thought it was going to be an amazing game, but hey, we still have a game in our hands. Somebody, Jeff, late Philander, and Ashley will have to find that partnership. And so far, it's 3 from 15. Really digging deep here as Ashley was making sure that the South Africans are able to have something decent. Wide delivery straight away from
Anointed Akigbe. Starting
Anointed, perhaps doing too much and trying to swing that one a lot more than it is swinging already.
Ashley Bernard, and now expected to take the leadership where it matters for the team. The flicks are not connecting, and the field is still kept really tight, with only a third man and a deep extra covers employed to help the female Yellow Greens combat any funny slicky moves that the batters of the South African under-19 might want to come up with.
She takes in Riggs there, big shout, run out opportunity, they miss that one, and this time, yes, they would take that run. Bit of scramble there, misfield. Now the trial in the stamps. Nigeria here. They're squeezing things in South Africa. No soft trouble. 19 for 5. It's Anointed. That will be. Brilliant shot, but straight to the fielder at covers.
Good comeback from that wide ball of the first delivery, and has been consistent going to the stumps. So far, just 1 run, 2 runs conceded in Anointed Akigbe is over.
And she goes big, across that one. She's looking to get going here, Ashley. Yeah, a lot of spectators here, a couple of board members sitting there, really interested in this one. Not until we have to get going. Slow over it yet. Oh, brilliantly bowled, run out opportunity. Oh, yeah, let me start one again. In South Africa, just running everything here.
Change of bowlers, but South African under 19 are still finding it difficult to play in the restricted field setting. This is an attacking field, and they've put a set in place to prevent any big runs, but that's still not finding that gap It is South Africa under 19, and that ends the 7th over. Just 20 on the board for 5 wickets. Already halfway into the batting order of the South Africa under 19. If you look at the partnership, the opening partnership, it is Mia Lero and Chanel Venter, who couldn't put up a single run on the board before seeing the partnership broken. The highest so far has been this pattern pair, and that's Jaylee Philander and Ashley Bernard, as the neither partnership of Ashley Bernard with Chanel Venter and Mika Van Forest, as well as Vitabile Otombia, could put forth any tangible runs on the board, as this with Jaylee Philander is so far looking to be fruitful with 14 of 20 for the duo. Kande and Musa, the bowler who bowled the super over for the female yellow greens against the South Africa under 19 female side, is set to come in replacement of Peace Hussein at the pavilion end.
Clearly, the Nigerian captain did say at the toss, I want them under 100, and we have a good bowling side, and we'll try and restrict them. In all smiles, they know how important this is for them. Setting up a decent show ahead of tomorrow's final.
And Musa Kande Muhibat coming to start the 8th over. Edge of the bat and goes to the leg side, and they will settle for 1. A run to start of the over for Musa Kande. Kande, who's played and bowled in every match for the female yellow greens and picked up at least a wicket in all 4 games, will be looking to continue on that streak as she bowls and tries to take another wicket. Over the bowler races towards the ropes is anointed Akigbe, covers up from long on and keeps any chance of a boundary from coming forth. Only 1 boundary so far by the South African batters, and Nigeria are doing a very good job of making sure that the runs are not forthcoming.
A brilliant shot goes over mid-wicket. Few are coming around it. This is Lillian Ude running really hard there, and they will get 2 from that one. I think they are now seeing and trying to open up Ashley and Jay Late Philander. That partnership is needed to help the sinking ship of South African under 19, and these 2 have the ability, if they do believe, and they should be able to bat through the next 12.3 overs.
Ashley Bernard has unfinished scores with Kande and Musa. Kande and Musa took a wicket, sending her out for no runs in the previous game, and now she's there coming up against our biggest nemesis, and is the person who sent her out for no run. And last 2 balls of this over, Kande and Musa to Ashley Bernard. No runs there for him so far. And Kande and Musa is having the upper hand, just 24 on the comes across. Is this a run-out chance? No, says the umpire.
Oh, troubles everywhere, risks everywhere. South Africans know they have to work really hard here, and the Nigerians are not giving a quarter. And that brings us to the end of the 8th over. Score moves on to 25 for 5. With Jaylee Philander, 8 of 10 deliveries. Ashley, 8 of 25. It was working really hard to get our partnership going. Current run rate seated at 3.1. Both teams gave us something to watch out at the last game. Now it is super over. But this time it's been Nigeria really squeezing hard here and working extremely hard not to give in
It looks like play can resume, says the umpire, as Nigeria female Yellow Greens will be coming to start the 9th over of this game. Anointed Akigbe entrusted with the over for the second time. Still yet to pick up a wicket for the female Yellow Greens, but is only giving out 2 runs. Ashley Bernard is on strike. Anointed Akigbe will be running in from the Court of Appeal for the second time. 2 overs shy of the drinks break. And this is going to be tasking. Scoops the ball above the wicket keeper. Beautiful shot as he gives them a leverage. Should run between the sticks. It's a good one. Fired the female on the 19th side. Look at that lovely scoop. Akaida Musa had to chase it all the way from deep square leg to fine leg region to pick that ball and return just in time. Anointed Akigbe, a victim of an adventurous activity, and now she has cause to settle with Ashley Bernard. This time plays with the front face of the bat and slaps it hard to the field at long off as the Sandy. And they all settle for 1, taking Ashley Bernard off strike, who is already into double figures, and Jaylee Philander, who come on strike. Slow and steady, it is 22 of 28 runs partnership. Tries to go this time around with the same. Doesn't connect properly, but still sees out space for a run. Ashley Bernard making that decisive call. And they will add 1 more run to the board. 3 balls bowled and run have been scored off all 3.
Courageous by Jaylee Philander. Taking risks and trying to keep the scoreboard ticking at the same time in a very tough situation, trying to pull South Africa out of this.
Complete control. Here's the female Yellow Greens right now. They're not giving any space, and they've only had to use 3 fielders outside of the 30-yard correction. That will be 4. And Ashley Bernard picks the empty spot. There is a long on, long off, deep point and deep square leg, but it's the deep mid-wicket region that she finds and executes her shot.
I think the rigs involved here, and she knows it there. She shapes up, open up the face, and clearly hitting straight to the area. What we are seeing here is a batter who has been long enough to start deciding how to manipulate the field, and she's doing that quite all right. Might just be able to get South Africa out of this situation. This is proper discipline and calculated risks at the same time. 33 for 5. We're still into the 9th over.
Ashley Bernard picking up the mantle. We used to see Mikafa Fuas try and put the team at a very able and defendable region.
No easy call this time on a dead ball by Anointed. Lucky Piety just making sure she matches out their troops. Plenty of discipline. She wants more and more. This time full toss. Brilliant catch. Is a brilliant catch. What a way to get out. Shapes up nicely. Struck that really hard. The captain, Lucky Piety, held tightly onto that one. What a beauty of a catch. Again on your screen, the full toss was there for the take, and Lucky Piety, leadership comes with responsibility, and that we have seen from that young captain. She knows what she wants, and she knows she's got the ability and capable. Disappointment in the dugout of the South Africans. It is Ashley who departs, knowing it was time to take risks, and that risk was taken, but didn't really deliver the required setup. But Jidegba, you're welcome to the crease.
Endurance, you welcome me into the commentary position. We never envisage what we are seeing, but the reality is that Nigeria are stifling and trampling on Team South Africa. The bench says it all. Heads dropping. The captain, Mika van Vos, cannot believe what is going on. And the question is, how did we get here? The bowlers of Nigeria put them there. 33 for 6 after 9 overs. Ashley coming in to partner J. Lee Filanda, the wicket keeper, and Kehinde Muibat Amusa, who delivered that match-winning bowling against South Africa some 48 hours ago. Is back again, but today yet to get a wicket. And J. Lee Filanda, having faced 12 balls, scored 9 runs. No run offered, and that is the coach Danesh Devnarain putting down some jottings.
That one stayed a tad low, and clearly Filanda wouldn't stick around without giving it a fight. And she knows she needs it. Sarah hates him, just making sure that our team stays coordinated. Decent Glover behind the wicket.
Three more good balls to be bowled, and we'll come to the drinks break.
More dot balls here. The analysts and the coaching unit, Theophilus Ibudeme, formerly the assistant coach, his first responsibility is this tournament. Shea Olympio, the strength and conditioning coach, all looking on in a very good position at the moment. How quick can they wrap things up to guarantee a place in the finals against Rwanda tomorrow? Oh, brilliant piece of fielding, roving round that cover region.
Endurance, you talk about Shea Olympio and you talk about your former teammates. And one more good ball to be bowled, and then we go for the drinks break. Kehinde Muibat Amusa, player of the year for 2025, delivering that maiden of an over. 33 runs for loss of 6 wickets after 10 overs. The current run rate is 3.30. The projected score at this stage will be 66. And see that again, Mia Lalo did not score any run. Chanel Ventnor scored 3 runs. Ashley Barnard scored 15. Mika Van Vost scored 1 run. Retabile Nitoba didn't score any run. Sifokule Masilela scored 1. And currently batting is Jele Filanda, who has scored 9 runs. And Ashley Van Wyk yet to score any run at all. The bowling scorecard, Lilian Ude, who was missing 3 overs bowled, 15 dot balls, 1 run and 2 wickets. Peace Hussein has got joint top with Bime Imana, 2 wickets, 12 runs, 11 dot ball, 3 overs bowled. Anointed, 1 wicket, 10 runs, 7 dot balls, 2 overs bowled. And Amusa Kehinde Muibat, 2 overs bowled, 8 dot balls, 5 runs, no wicket, but an accumulator of 2.50. And that amounted for speeches here and there. The captain being spoken to by the coach of Nigeria. On the other side, they are also having a conversation with South Africa, and the umpires are also having their own conversation. We are back from the drinks break, and we always say something that drinks break does one thing. It's either it makes the batting side now have a self-introspection on what has happened in the first 10 overs and do well in the next 10, or for the bowling side to continue to strike. Coming from the Court of Appeal end, Anointed Ozemoya Ahigbe to Ashley Van Wyk, who is yet to face any ball. No run. She seems to have come back from what happened to her against Rwanda, where the team put Rwanda on 12 runs for loss of 2 wickets. And when she came to bowl in the 6th over, she gave away 13 runs, more than what the team got in 5 overs. And talking about team getting something, it's great to know that Bob is back to get on with what he loves doing, which is running commentaries for cricket.
Lovely square driven there from Ashley Van Wyk as she gets off the mark. Again, coming back to your point, Ajida, but when you look at those figures, yes, she's picked up a wicket, but she's a little bit expensive for a player of her caliber. United who has played a couple of games for her national team, of course, the female Yellow Greens. Something she needs to adjust and work on as soon as possible, given that in a couple of months they'll be in Kigali for the Kuluka tournament. You always want your best bowlers, of course, and players to be on form. These two are trying to build a partnership. Also is Jai Philander and Ashley Van Wyk. 35 for 6 after 10.4. A lot of credit has to go to the captain, Lucky Paiti, again, leading her troops to perfection. They know this is a must win for them, of course, if they are to play Rwanda in the finals in one of the games, of course, that can be very, very interesting given the rivalry between them. Change of pace there, smartly done by Anointed Akibe. She knows these two love pace on her. She has cut off all the pace. She would love to finish on a high. Only 2 runs can go for this over.
Excellent submission, and I can't agree less with you, Bob Bashir Songa. The big question is, who plays Rwanda later in the afternoon tomorrow for the big final? And who takes home the very first trophy that has been christened after a legend, Mama Africa of blessed memory, Patricia Kambarami. 11 overs gone, 35 runs for loss of 6 wickets. Ashley Van Wyk has faced side ball, scored 1 run. Jai Philander, the wicket keeper, has faced 18 balls and has scored 10 runs. And sometimes I need to also put it out there that for Team Nigeria, yes, as good as they are, 3 bowlers in this team, you can call them consistent. The others, they are not so consistent. When you take out Peace Hussein, you take out Lilian Ude and Kehinde Muibat Amusa. Those 3 giving you 12 overs on their day, you will know that they will deliver on the goods. The others, either near or there, the consistency that you require, you might not really get it.
And I agree with you there, Ajidaba. You always want your top bowlers to be very, very consistent, and the 3 you just mentioned have been consistent and doing a tremendous job picking up wickets every time, of course, they are handed the ball. Can this be a boundary? The chase is on. They will settle for only 2 runs. Given that they have an upcoming tournament, Peculiar Aboya, who misses out, I heard she has an injury. So bowlers like Anointed Akibe, the likes of Adekule Shola, who used to be threatening in the last couple of years for the female Yellow Greens, she's looked to be out of form, you would say. 37 for 6. Creates room, but this time around finds the fielder at covers. But again, we've seen teams chasing and collapsing. Anything, I believe, close to that 80. Ajidaba, we have a game on our cards, given, of course, that they have a very good spin attack, is the South African 19s. Swing and a miss on the occasion from Jai Philander.
I agree with you, Bob. In the words of my late dad, he will tell you getting to the top is easy, but maintaining topmost performance is the most difficult thing. So that word, consistency, not everybody has it.
Takes a little shimmy on the occasion. Who falls shorter? 4 fielders running for that catcher. It shows you how important this second semi-final is.
Again, we always say, when you press the neck, you have to ensure that you deal with it completely. Don't leave anything to chance.
Unnecessarily done there from the young Amusa Kehinde, bowling it into the pitcher. given that she had no one patrolling the onside, allowing Ashley Van Wyk to pick up a much near boundary to close off the over. Have a look at that again. Into the pitch, half tracker, picked up length quite early is Ashley Van Wyk. As they move into the 40s and the South Africa under 19s.
Take nothing away from this South African. They will not go down without a fight. They might have lost top wickets, top batters, but the likes of Ashley and Jay would also want to show their coach Danesh that they are also good, and they want to repay the fate. That was a poor fielding there. Poor fielding to allow for one. And see the bench of the South African under 19 team. You can see faces that cutting a dejected figure, not happy with themselves.
12 overs done and dusted. Scoreboard reading 43 for the loss of 6. Still moving at 3.5. They would love to get it to anything close to 5 runs and over moving forward. Try and get as much as possible to that 81 mark. Lilian Ude is been brought back into the attack. She picked up 2 wickets in the power play, went for only 4 runs. I believe one of the reasons Lucky Payton has given her the ball is to try and see if she can break this partnership. Fall into the pads, now the peel. Straight away threatening the pads from Lilian Ude. What a gem of a player she's been, with figures of 6 for 7 against Team Rwanda in the Kwiluka tournament. She's not played all the games, but every time she's made it into the 11 of the female yellow greens. She has delivered for them. Hard hands on the occasion, but it will fall into no man's land. They don't mind keeping the scoreboard ticking at the young South Africa under 19s. Again, a lot of credit goes to the female yellow greens, given that Miko van Vost has been haunting most of the teams here. Always getting herself into double figures. The third leading run scorer in the tournament. They made sure they picked up her wicket earlier. Laura Poole on the occasion. Now this time around she gets the reward is Ude Lilian picking up her 3rd wicket. Came into ball right after the power play. And now she's come back to break this partnership, and she's that rightfully so. What a gem of a bowler she is.
You can't talk less about the Anambra born, now plays for Ebonyi State player Lilian Ude, 100 level student of University of Port Harcourt, studying human physiology. The last time she played was in that 6-wicket loss against Team Rwanda, where she clutched her knee, and that made her miss the game against Ghana. And not missing because she had to travel to school for exam. She also missed that super over victory against this South African team, and she's just back again and looks like she never left. 3 for 5, Lilian Ude. Safe to say, arguably one of the best bowlers in Africa. You can just say that for a fact. And in comes Danieli Boshoff, who would have a taste of what Lilian is bowling.
She is not rubbish with bat in hand, is Danieli Boshoff. So far she's contributed for her side. She finds her side having lost 7 wickets for just 44. We haven't seen a fifer so far. She has a very big chance. Is the lady charging in, Lilian Ude, into the pitch, plays it to the back footer. What a way to get off the mark. A run out chance, but she was well in. Is Daniel Bischoff. Very good bowler she is. The sun is out here at the TBS in Lagos, but she's still generating that pace. As we also thank our lovely sponsors of Providence Bank and the Nigeria, of course, the Cricket Federation, for giving us such a lovely tournament. Laura Pila, very animated from Udo Lilian, thumbs down. The appeal is the umpire. The umpiring so far has been tremendous.
Maybe an opportunity, but see that again on replay. That was what got her out. Maybe an opportunity for us to pour eulogies on our umpires after this over, since Bob mentioned it. The last good ball of this over. No run, and that has brought us to the end of the 13th over. 45 runs for loss of 7 wickets. The current run rate is at 3.46 and the projected score is at 69. The two on-field umpires, and see that again, how they have been performing. The two batters are Ashley Van Wyk and Daniele Boshoff. Two of them have combined to face 12 balls and they have 8 runs in between them. The last wicket was J. Lee Philander, the wicket keeper, LBW of Lilian Ude. And of course, the best batter up until this moment is Ashley Barnard, who scored 15, followed by J. Lee Philander. We talked about umpires, the two on-field umpires, Anje Nicole Igihozo from the city of 1,000 Hills in Rwanda, and we also have Kendi Olambi-Wonu. Big shout out to all my other umpires, Nomsa Siolise Diam from South Africa, Temitopo Onikoyi Jabbar, Deborah Imobige Orupe, Adepeju Adetoro Balogun, not also forgetting Cynthia Okegbo Ogochukwu. All these umpires, Rajesh Pile and their tournament referee Tonye Timina, they have done excellently well. Adekunle Shola into our first over.
Peace Usaina, who comes in to bowl her third, I beg your pardon, her last over of her quarter. She's picked up 2, went for only 12 runs. 45 for 7. Healthy outside edge on the occasion from Daniel Boshoff. Can this ball race away to the boundary? A dive, but in vain, as the edge closer and closer to that 50 is the South African 19s. Let's have a look at that again on the replay. Created room, tried to play it over the fielder at covers, took that outside edge. A chase was on for quite some time, but a chase was in vain. A much near the boundary here, Ajidaba would say, for the South Africa under 19s. Let's have a look at the field set. She has a long off, long on, deep square leg and a deep mid wicket. The 4 boundary riders for Peace Usaina. Again on the back footer, well struck by Daniel Boshoff.
Bob, there is a stiff competition. See their bench again. The assistant coach and the longest serving captain in Nigeria's history, Blessing Etim. You also have the match analyst Jamal and the coach Ambassador Theophilus Ibodeme. There is a stiff competition, Bob, in the wickets, but no competition in batting. Looks like Beloved Biza has run away with that.
Lovely shot on the up as the 50 comes up here for the young South African side. It has taken them 13.5 overs to get to that 50. It shows you how good the female yellow greens have been Wax it to the onside, looking for the second. They decide not to take on the arm of the captain in the deep as we come to the end of the 14th. Scoreboard reading 51 for the loss of 7.
Daniele Boshoff and Ashley Van Wyk batting. Daniele Boshoff on 100% strike rate. 6 runs from 6 balls. Ashley Van Wyk 12 deliveries, 8 runs on board. I was telling Bob about the stiff competition for bowling. Bimeyimana Maridiani and Peace Hussein are tied on 11 wickets. Today, Bimeyimana Maridiani got 3 wickets in addition to the 8 she already had before, and that brought it to 11. And Peace Hussein is done with her over, got 2 wickets, making 11. So there is a competition just in case these two teams meet in the final tomorrow. It will be who blinks first.
A very good spell indeed from Peace Hussein, picking up 2 wickets, going for only 18 in her allotted 4 overs. Anointed is back into the attack. Change of pace straight away, Wax it on the onside. Sloppiness from Anointed, that would have been a dot ball, allowing Ashley Van Wyk and Daniele Boshoff to keep the scoreboard ticking. Projected score at 73. I'll tell you a thing or two, anything above that 73. With of course 4 spinners in the side, we'll have an interesting game here. Very well packed offside for Anointed. Goes into the pads again, into the vacant Kalkon region for a much needed boundary once again. You can't afford to be bowling there given the field set you have. She's not learnt, as you mentioned earlier. Let's have a look at that again. Angling into the pads, easy pickings, given that she had shuffled across. No chance whatsoever from the fielder at short mid wicket as the ball raced away to the boundary. Into double figures is Daniele Boshoff. Very expensive, going for 17. Yes, she picked up a wicket, but she's one of the most senior players in the side. Slow again from Anointed. Turning out to be very easy for Daniele and Ashley Van Wyk to get runs off Anointed. But again, look at this field. She has a deep square leg and a long on. Look at that big gap. One of the reasons they are trying to target that deep mid-wicket region. I would love to see her sticking to that top of off kind of line and length, given that she has a deep extra cover. Walks it on the outside, but this time around finds the captain, a short mid-wicket, who has already taken a blind overcatch in that particular region. And I also love the fact that this time around, Lucky Paiti is fielding inside the ring, where she can easily communicate with her fielders.
Bob, you cannot afford to lose sleep. Like we say, in the words of ICC and what they expect of batting side, they will tell you the first 6 overs, which is that power play that you call it. They will tell you launch. From 7th over to 14th over, they will tell you to consolidate. And from 15th over to the 18th over, they will tell you to accelerate before you finish. So you cannot release them to do what they want to do.
Full again, again targeting the pads, well struck. They won't take a double, but they'll finish with 7 runs coming off that over Anointed Akibe as we come to the end of the 15th. Scoreboard reading 58 for the loss of 7.
15 overs gone, 58 for 7. Danielle Boshoff has faced 8 balls and scored 11 runs. Ashley Van Wyk has faced 16 balls and scored 10 runs, both of them on double figures. And they hope to have a partnership that can take them to a respectable score that they will be able to defend come the second innings. After 15 overs, it's great to welcome Endurance back to the comms box.
Thank you, Ajidagba. We're into the last 5 overs of this innings. It's Nigeria made things slightly difficult here for South Africa, but this partnership, Daniel and Ashley, working really hard for their team. Perhaps the next 30 balls with this partnership can bring up another 50, then it will be something decent to try to defend. At the inside edge on that one, they scrambled for a single. At this stage, anything becomes important. It is Adekunle Shola who's bowling for Nigeria, and she does doing that from the pavilion end of this TBS cricket over. For those following closely, it is the 5th edition of the Nigerian Women Invitational Tournament. And this is the second semi-final between South Africa under 19 and Nigeria. Adekunle to Danelli. Straight to the fielder, and they're running everything now. Run out opportunity. They're running everything. They know how important this is, and they're going to take risks. These South Africans. Nigeria need to keep that composure as score moves to 60. And gradually playing themselves back into this game. Hopefully they're able to do that, so we have a good game in our hands. Kept it tied low, but she finds the gap on the leg side. Straight to fielder, run out opportunity. No is the call. Ashley returns back as Adekunle continues to bowl very difficult line and length, and with the help of the wicket as well. Just making sure not too many given.
Run out chance, run out opportunity missed for Danielle Boshoff to go and meet the teammate at the pavilion, but she continues to bat. And for the very first time since Adekunle Adeshola has been bowling, she gets the first dot ball after being played for a single off the first 3 balls. 2 more good balls to be bowled.
Inside out, over the top. Beautiful shot, class act, and this is good to see. And gradually, South Africa working their way through this one. That replay again, well flighted. She shimmies down a bit and goes hard on the offside. A much needed boundary for South Africa, and the score moves on to 65. Last delivery to come from Adekunle. She goes again, but this time might depart. Yes, umpire's giving that one. She knows it's hot. She has it. She knows it is possible to dominate. Unfortunately, she has to depart. Consistency as shown by Adekunle Shola.
See that again on replay, but her looks did not suggest someone who is happy, going by what happened to her in the penultimate ball of that 16th over, where she was sent to the boundary. Another opportunity for Team Nigeria to have water and have a conversation among themselves, but they will know that the job is not done yet. They need to keep fighting and get the wicket, and don't allow any partnership of some sort, just like we saw when Danielle Boshoff and Ashley Van Wyk had a partnership. And in comes the new batter, sporting jersey number 11. Zia Muhan Lal. The captain, Lucky Piety, would hope to make things difficult for Zia before Zia settles. Zimbabwe under-19 cricket team just taking their leave, same as the Lucky Piety coming from the Court of Appeal end into our first over, but more importantly getting into the 17th over. Christabel Chukwuonye feels there is no run, fielding at a position she lost at backward of point, cutting everything away. And good start from Captain Lucky Piety. They want to run a run out chance. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a wicket. What were they thinking of? How did that happen? Peace. Peter, great to have you, and you're welcome with a wicket.
And it is from none other than the wicket of Jesse of Zia. Was already in the batter, but she's not as fast as the rest of the team, and that is something that Ashley could have considered before instigating that run that Zia had to acknowledge and run alongside her. And now they are into their last wicket. This is the most wicket that South Africa under-19 have lost. Prior to this game, only Rwanda had managed to play out all their innings without every over all their innings, as well as this South Africa. But today it is looking like South Africa will leave Rwanda as the only team to have played out an entire inning, all their innings, without losing a wicket.
And in comes Kananelo Mokoena. I'm sure one of the many things she will be told is make sure we play out these 20 overs. And playing out the 20 over means we can add more runs on board. But again, will Lucky Piety allow her to achieve the goal she's been sent to go and deliver?
All the keepers pad. It is just one more wicket remaining now to come to an end of this first innings.
She is the last batter, and I'm sure at the other end Ashley will be looking out for a situation where you don't give away your wickets. But again, the batter who came in now, Kananelo Mokoena, yet to score any runs. White ball, but that was not with the bat, it was off the bat.
Just one more ball to win the 17th over. It is Seun Ajidawa. And Nigeria in complete control in the air and in the hands of none other than Chukwuonye.
And ladies and gentlemen, 66 was what Lucky Piety put up as an individual against the same side some 48 hours ago. And the entire team of South Africa under-19 team combined to play 66 in 17 overs. And of course, for Nigeria to be in the final, they need 67 runs in 20 overs. Will South Africa under 19 cricket team put up one of their best performances going into the second innings? Time will tell. That is what Nigeria needs. And look at that again, how it all started. Mia Lalo didn't score any runs after facing 6 balls. Chana Ventnor scored 3 runs from 3 balls. Ashley Barnard scored 15 runs from 30 balls to become the best batter for the side. Mika Van Vos, the captain of the side, scored just 1 run from 2 balls. Bolden caught by Pisusen. Retabile Nitoba didn't score any run after facing just 1 ball. Jele Filanda, the wicketkeeper, scored 13 runs from 23 balls. Ashley Van Wyk scored 12 runs from 20 balls not out. Daniele Boshoff was out things man, and of course Lilian Ude, 4 overs, 3 wickets, best bowler for Nigeria in the first innings. Peace Hussein took 2 wickets for 4 overs in 14 dot balls and 18 runs. Anointed Ozemoya Ahigbe 1 wicket for 4 overs. Kehinde Amusa didn't get any wicket at all, bowling 3 overs, and Adekunle Shola 1 was what she got. And that's the match summary on your screen. We'll be back for the second innings.
Welcome back to situation here at the TBS Cricket Oval. It is the Nigerian team that will require 67 runs to win. And South Africa 66 all out in 17 overs. Danelli, Ashley, J-Led Philander were the only ones that got those double figures. Rough patch for South Africa under 19. But they will try to defend on this very low total. Bob, you're welcome to the Comes Box again.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you to all lovely viewers wherever you're catching us live here at the Tafawa Balewa Square. Second semi-final. You'd feel the female yellow greens of the host nation have done a tremendous job with the ball in hand, having lost the toss. They have managed to ball out the young South African under 19 side for just 66 inside 17 overs, putting on a collective performance with the ball in hand, led by none other than Lilian Ude once again, picking up wickets in the power play with ease. 3 wickets to be precise, and alongside her was Peace Hussein once again, tying with the leading wicket taker, the captain of the Rwanda national team, Diani Minyimana. But you'd feel the job was done with the ball, and now it's time for them to do the talking with the bat. Coming in from the Court of Appeal end from the young South African under 19 side is going to be none other than Mia Lelo to open the bowling. She has the third man in play and the fine leg, the 2 fielders outside the ring. Here we go, first ball. Cut away powerfully between those 2 fielders. A lot of work to be done in the deeper as they start the chase with the boundary. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the female yellow greens. Kehinde Amusa, player of the year 2025. Here comes Mia Lelo with a lovely boundary.
Again on the replay, it was there for the take. A foolish delivery, but she rocked back and hit that one through cover point for a boundary. The chase was on, but it wasn't good enough to avoid the boundary. It's on the mark, Amusa.
Pace on from Mia Lelo. They won't go down without a fight. One thing for sure at the South African 19th. Opening the batting, interestingly, it's Lucky Paiti who is back. Opening the batting with Amusa Kehinde. She had a very good day in the office the last time these two played. Being, of course, the player of the match with that contribution with the batter. They would love to kill off this chase as soon as possible. Go have a quick shower, get ready for the finals tomorrow. Change of pace there from Mia Lelo. Well played watchfully by Amusa Kehinde.
A bit of batting change in that lineup. The skipper Lucky Paiti today opening the batting with Amusa. The last game she came in at number 4 in a very, very close call encounter for Nigeria that led to the first super over in the history of this tournament. Back for the game, but straight to the fielder, cover point. Brilliant line. Just that boundary considered so far.
Not a bad start, you'd say. They don't have a lot of runs to work with the South African 19s. They should be targeting that top of off. Try and see if they can build pressure with dot balls, of course, or even to make it much better, pick up wickets in the power play. Touch and go nowhere to go, says the fielder at pointer. The love pace on is Kehinde Amusa, and beg your pardon, that's not Lucky Paiti opening the batting.
Last delivery of the first over from Mia Lelo. They wanted, they would sneak that one in. Brilliant running between Amusa and Igbinedion Victory. And that brings us to the end of the first over. Score is 5 for no loss.
Have a look at that boundary fast up from Kehinde Amusa. A lovely shot, came out of the sweet spot of her blade. No, nothing would have been done by the 2 fielders as they finished the first over with 5 runs on board. No surprise, spin coming in from the pavilion end, none other than Ashley Van Wyk, who's been their best bowler so far. They would love her to bowl a magical spell if they are, of course, to upset the female yellow greens. She starts off with a slipping play in the captain. She has a deep mid-wicket. Skating through on the occasion from the very fast delivery is Ashley Van Wyk.
Dotting away Amusa again. .62 required from 113 balls.
Interesting matchup here for Ashley Van Wyk, spinning it away from the right-handers. Foolish delivery on that occasion, but straight to the fielder at mid-off. Another dot ball. This is exactly what she brings in the South African 19s. She will always create pressure, try and force the batters to play a wrong shot. Something that has been working for her as she's picked up a couple of wickets. Full of that occasion again, square driven straight to the field that covers. Another dot ball, make that 3 dot balls.
Consistency here is what will make this an important game for South African U19s. Pushes straight to the fielder. And more dot balls. Fought in the over.
They will need to bowl extremely well is the South African 19s. Loud appeal on that occasion. That looked very, very close. Turned down by the umpire, Ange Nicole. I would love to have a look at that on the replay.
Neatly flighted, clearly in that one pitch outside the leg stump. Very good decision by the umpire. You've shown consistency in this tournament. And short and on the back foot finds the gap, but the fielder in the dip will ensure it is just a single. And there brings us to the end of the second over. It is 6 for no loss.
One run comes off the first over. Ashley Van Wyk. You would expect to see the young Mika Van Vos, the captain, to bring in as many spinners as she can. They have the likes of Ashley Barnard, Mika Van Vos herself, the captain. She sticks to Mia Lelo to bowl her second, went for 5. Yet to face it, delivery is victory. Again on the back foot, another dot ball. Interesting field. She has a lot of fielders on the offside with the galley in the captain, Mika Van Vost. Love the fact that she is bowling it exactly to her field set. Nearly takes the outside edge on that occasion, pace owner. And look at that carry to the wicketkeeper, Jane Philander.
Clearly, she's steaming in nicely. She wants a wicket, and that is how a fast bowler should approach the wicket. On this occasion, she's been asking a lot of questions around the off stump line, fourth stump line. Nigeria have to progress cautiously here. Brilliant shot straight to the fielder again. And pressure is on, more dot balls. And 15 from Amusa. With her partner yet to face a delivery. Interesting here as Victory watches on.
Having struck, of course, a boundary in those 6 runs, she got to learn on how to get those gaps. Everything she's hit, it has gone straight to the fielder. But this time round, she pierces the gap between those 2 diving efforts from the fielder at covers and pointer. Look at the running between the wickets as they pick up 3 runs at the female yellow greens.
Oh, the brilliant chase by the fielder. That replay again, running between wickets. Great teamwork there.
What an effort in the deep, saving her side 1 run. Spoke about how they won't go down without a fight at the South African Under-19s. A victory for the very first time after 2.4 overs. She's going to be facing Mia Lelo. Cut away powerfully on the occasion. Should be looking for the double. By the AD side otherwise. Not in a hurry are these two. Amusa Kahinde as victory gets off the mark. Last ball to come from her second over is Mia Lelo. Moving slowly and steady is Amusa and victory.
A brilliant shot again. Plenty of work in the covers, and that brings us to the end of the third over. It is 10 for no loss, needing 57 of 102 balls. It's Nigeria chasing.
For note after 3. The second semi-final, of course, if you're just joining us, Team Rwanda already through to the finals, having defeated the Zimbabwe Under-19s by 5 wickets. Chasing down, of course, 135 with 4 balls to spare, led by the captain, Dialmi Menyimana. Who's going to join them in the finals is the big question to ask as we see more spinner. Ashley Van Wyk comes in to bowl her second from the pavilion end. Went for only 1 run in her first. She sticks to having a sleeping play in the captain. Deep mid-wicket and a deep extra cover. Hard hands on the occasion, takes the outside edge. Beating that diving effort from the captain. Looking for the second, very risky but effective from Amusa Kahinde and victory. Tournament, of course, that is getting better and better. First time having 2 test playing nations in the South Africa Under-19s and Zimbabwe Under-19s. Full on the occasion, well driven, but what an effort in the field. Their fielding has always been spot on. They'll make you earn every single one of the South Africa Under-19s. But this time round, Andy, they don't have a lot of runs to work with. Loud appeal again. Down again. Might have pushed outside the egg stamper.
The umpire Nico, very sure and confident. She's showed constantly, made great decisions. And she wants it, no is the call. Good partnership here between Amusa and Igbinedion victory. Into the 4th over, Nigeria still trying to find that rhythm. And South Africa hoping they can turn things around here. She goes big, but this time it's a wide delivery. The umpire already signaled that. And they will take 2 runs from here.
Still looking, you'd say, the right combination at the top are the female yellow greens. They've tried a couple of players. We saw the other day Christabel opening the batting. We've seen the captain, Lucky Paiti, opening the batting. Look at that turn and bounce. The wicket, of course, offering a lot of patches. They don't mind these buys coming in handy at the female yellow greens.
Again, on the replay, that one coming back, beauty of a ball. Didn't read it well. Igbinedion victory almost got into all sorts of trouble, but she was hoping that was turning away, and that came back nicely.
A beauty of a googly, you'd say that from Ashley Van Wyk, who is a leg spinner that turned like an off-breaker. Again, a googly plays it back straight to her. As we come to the end of the 4th, it's 17 for Nota, Team Nigeria.
From here, it is 50 runs required off 96 deliveries. moment, Nigeria will hope to accelerate things and gradually take this game away from the South African U19s. Many thanks to our sponsors, Providence Bank.
By the looks of it, it's Ashley Barnard who's been brought into the bowling attack coming in from the Court of Appeal end.
One more spin to slow things down. Plenty of pressure here. And the South Africans are hoping 1, 2, 3 quick wickets might give them some hope. Dot ball, first up.
Starting off with one that skids through is Ashley Barnard. At this stage, I'll tell you, Andy, they had already lost half the side is the South African 19s. If they can pick up a couple of wickets and see if they can pile up pressure to the female yellow greens. Touch and go. Good communication between the wickets from Amusa Kainda and Victory. They know every single one matters moving forward in this chase as they now need under 50 runs. No ball signal by the umpire Kahinde. You can't afford to be overstepping given that you are only defending 49 runs. Should love to capitalize his Victory.
Taking the ball in front of
Jai Finlanda, the wicketkeeper batter, being the victim. Collecting, of course, the ball before in front of the stumps. I beg your pardon. One of the reasons it's called a no ball. Very good officiating, these two, Ange Nicole and
Kende Olabiwanu. And she will continue from the Court of Appeal end. The free hit it is. She swings and miss big. And quick hands there, Filanda. Doing a great job.
Andy, who do you put your money on? Who do you think is going to play Rwanda in the finals? Lovely shorter. Went back on the back foot, created room, came out of the sweet spot, no chance from the field. 3 fielders chasing it. As she breaks the shackles, bring up her first boundary is Victory.
And clearly again, very good back foot shot. Opening up that face, and clearing her leg to give that follow through on the shot. Well executed. Needed boundary, and Victory Igbenedion obliged us. You asked that question. I expect Nigeria to go through, sitting in a very comfortable situation and position right now. Hopefully we have a very good game tomorrow in both encounters. The first game, third, fourth place match, and the finals at 2 p.m. We'll watch a lot of confidence around that one. Required run rate still on 2. Current one is on 4 point. She goes big in the air, but safe. This will race away for another boundary. Well batted so far. Victory Igbenedion. That brings us to the end of the 5th over, 27 for no loss.
Foolish delivery there from Ashley Barnard. A very expensive over to start her Spaler going for 10 runs. Getting into the groove is Victory as she's already into double figures. 14 of 10, 27 for not after 5. Last over of the power play. How many more can they get? Are the female yellow greens? As the game, of course, is slipping and slipping away from the South Africa under 19. Is going to be more spin coming in from the pavilion end. She's played 2 games so far. Is the young Zia Mohanlal, another leg spinner, up against the red-hotted Amusa Kehinde and Victory. As they all come, Ajidaba back into the commentary box. Welcome. She has a sleeping play to start in her very first over. Is the captain. Let's have a look at the field. She has a deep mid wicket and a deep extra cover. Is the young Zia.
Thank you very much, Bob. Nigeria 27 for no loss after 5 overs. This is a sharp contrast to what we saw in the first innings when the South Africa under-19 team were batting. At this stage, 5 wickets have already been lost. But Nigeria are taking it slowly, looking more like a batting practice from what is to be expected tomorrow from the only unbeaten side in this tournament, and showing why they are the best side, Team Rwanda. But again, they are facing familiar foes. Zia from the pavilion end, a loud one, but the batter who has survived the most care today has been Kende Muibat Amusa. Every appeal against her, the umpire has seen it not approved.
Good start from the young Zia. Plays it in the backfield. Run out chance. That fumble allowing these two to scamper for a quick run. Risky but effective for the female yellow greens. You can't afford to chip away easy wickets given that they have this chase in their hands, the female yellow greens. But again, a sign of worry would be Amusa Kehinde, who have faced now 24 for her 11 runs. These are kind of games where you want your best players to pick up form, given that if they are to win this, they will be playing a very much competitive side, yet to lose a game in this tournament, the Rwandan national side. We saw, of course, in the first game, in the first semi-final, where Giselle Ishime came in, opening the batting with Fanu Takushima Ninde, and killed off the chaser. Lovely sweep shot again into the vacant fighting leg region for a much needed boundary victory, putting on a shot of her own. Make that 3 boundaries coming off her blade.
See that again on replay. Just swept past a region where there was little or no protection. Victory Grenadian, an experienced batter, and of course, just when I gave her too much eulogies, she decided to say, "I'm tired of batting," and she lost the wicket, and out goes Victory Grenadian. See that again, great bowling from Zia.
Lovely piece of bowling, leg break, turning away from the right-hander who tried to play it on the onside against the turn, and she pays the price. You spoke too early as she has to depart. They pick up their first wicket is the South Africa 19s. 33 for 1 after 5.5. Esther Sandy is the new batter in. No signs of the captain, Lucky Paiti, or the likes of Salome Sande. She's been promoted. Is Esther Sandy putting on a big smile. She knows her team has done a tremendous job in the first innings to make sure they will be chasing 67. Now she joins Amusa Kehinde, needing only 34. Should be a walk in the park for the female yellow greens. Last ball to come in the power play. Doesn't change this girl. I don't know if she's always. Last ball to come in the power play. Zia picking up her first. Full again. Look at that turn as we come to the end of the power play. It is a 33 for the loss of one, needing 34 in the next 84 balls. Is the female yellow greens.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Endurance. Time to welcome Peter, but see that again. The boundaries.
It is lovely play by the female yellow greens. They have all the time in the world to select shots and find spaces. This was the wicket of Igwenidion. Now as the Sandy is back in the top order of the batting, she's found herself in the middle order. Had to help the team put up 90, which at the end of the day wasn't enough against Rwanda. Now she's coming ahead of Lucky Party, who we are used to seeing come on at one down. End of the power play signaled by the umpire. Nigeria are still in control of this game, and now there's an expanded field setting. There's a long on, a deep mid wicket. So my corrections, a deep extra covers, as well as a third man and a long on. All to combat Kande Musa for LB appeals, or which have been unsuccessful, with Kande Musa being the victim. She has had 4 different opportunities to keep the ball off our pad. Canelo with the ball. Good balls. Jenny Fernanda has been very fantastic behind the stump. She's been very good at combating balls coming. As long as it doesn't collide with the batter, probability of that, chances of the ball beating her are extremely low, and she's continued with that consistency, coming good and clutch for our team. Out of the batter's reach and the wide signal by the umpire. The runs are going down for the female yellow greens. 33 is not what they need in 82 balls.
Might not have done well with the bat, but Kananelo Mokwena is really proving to be a tormentor in chief from the Court of Appeal end, and the appeals have not turned positive, but she's turning the ball very well. And the signal by the standing umpire suggests a no ball, and that will amount to a free hit for Kehinde Musa.
A little bit of tension, and she missed her footing, and Nigeria will benefit from that no ball opportunity. Kehinde Musa has been really steady there, hasn't really found a rhythm with the bat, and now with the free hit she has immunity to go big, and go as big she does. This time flicks off the edge of the bat, missing the wicket keeper's crisp, and it's 4 more runs for Amusa, Muhiba Kehinde and the female yellow greens.
The replay says it all. The chase was effortless, and to add to the total number of runs, Nigeria has 39 for 1 after 6.4 overs. When these two teams met,
Lovely bowling there from Cananello Mukwena. Great comeback. Peter, when these two teams met, you know what happened. He got into a super over. Never has it happened before. But the two batters who did well were Mika Van Vos, who scored 69, but today scored 1 at lowest ever at this tournament. And of course, Lucky Piety, who scored 66, which was the entire runs that Team South Africa scored. But here we are.
Yeah, at this point, this is where experience beats energy. A lot of these players are experienced with the ball and the bat. And if you look at the batting scorecard, unlike in the first inning where the opening partnership was at 0, Muyibat and Igbenidion building up with 33 of 36 balls partnership. Currently, it is Esther Sandy and Muyibat on 6 runs partnership. Okay, Esther Sandy is still yet to contribute a run off the bat, but the runs are ticking for the female Yellow Greens.
Muyibat Kende Amusa, player of the year for 2025. In that game against South Africa, wasn't good with the bat, except with the ball, where she had 2 wickets, 1 made in 4 overs, 17 runs, and an economy rate of 4.25. Today, she didn't get a wicket, but she's trying her best possible that what she did not get with the ball, she will get with the bat. Oh, sweep shot. Can they go for two? Looks like comfortable, but no easy call. Oh my word! And she said it. She said it, and you see the dejected figure. What was Esther Sandy thinking of? The gesture was enough for her to say no easy call. See that again on replay.
Kende Muyibat, that is shouting on multiple occasions, no, 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 I do not want to take it. She did it as a form of sacrifice, not wanting Esther Sandy to go out without registering anything on the board, and she put herself in the front line, and she will have to excuse the batting crease now. A lot of balls still to play. I do not see the need for that desperate
What
run.
was that run all about? Only Esther Sandy can explain. The gesture was there. No easy call. No. And I wish I could get that part where she did the gesture. No, no, no. No. It takes 2 to run. Peter.
Narrow chance there by Ziamano. Almost missing that run out chance. Didn't get the ball in the first try, and that toss would have missed the wicket. And probably giving Kende Amusa another chance. But at the end of the day, it is a wicket. 2 wickets have dropped, but the runs are still very much chaseable. 28 is now what's needed of the next 77 balls. Lucky Piety will start as the off-strike batter. Why, there's the call. They're going for 2 this time. Esther Sandy is the one that stops an extra run. And who else would be on strike if not the man of the match in the previous encounter? The player of the match, my correction, Lucky Piety. She's going up against a youngster, Zia Manula, who decided to come from around the wicket. And goes big Lucky Piety. Does she get it? Yes, she gets it on the first try. Maximum of your first ball. And she still looks to continue from where she stopped. That was that ball off the first bounce, Lucky Piety, and sweeps it, my correction, picks it from beneath to the offside. Manolo has been through the boundary. This time is another maximum. Yes, it is, and it is headed to the boundary.
In 1 over 2 maximum from Lucky Piety. She's not slowing down. She's really in the mood and she wants to end this game on time. We need to go. Peter, if she continues this way, we might end this game before the drinks break, and the umpires will not be happy because they need to have a drink.
Right now, it's just 12 off 73, and she's coming and taking this game far beyond doubt. Caught it, does he find the gap? Yes, she does. And Lucky Piety, 2 balls in on double figures. Now it's very quick with the bat. And it's 3 consecutive boundaries for Lucky Piety. 2 bound maximums and 4. Caught it into that gap, between the first slip and the fielder at backward point.
Peter, you saw what she did to Zia in that over. That is what they call finish that ICC is talking about. And we are 59 for 2 after 8 overs. Nigeria need 8 runs in 72 balls. Peter, if this continues, this game might just end before the drinks break. I don't know your thoughts.
Before I came up here, I analyzed with the way the runs were coming 2-3 per over. I analyzed that this game probably won't go. We'll at least get beyond the drinks break. And as it's looking, just 2 more overs and 8 runs is what's needed. They need less than a run as it stands. 0.67 is what's required per over. More than enough balls to chase it, and many wickets at hand. We are going to see the female yellow greens go all out in terms of attacking and finishing this game on time. Lucky Esther Sandy on strike. 1 run for her. And she cuts it narrowly. Brazil Manolo is there chasing the ball from the third man region. And Esther Sandy will stay on strike, but the runs are still plummeting down. 6 is what's needed now of 71 balls. And the required run rate still keeps going down. Currently now at 0.71.
A maximum just end this game, and 5 more balls to be bowled. Esther Sandy batting. Esther Sandy's best performance was against Rwanda. Aside from that, we've not seen much of what Esther Sandy knows how to do best. She came 1 down today, an opportunity for her to tell the coach, I can do this. 4 more good balls to be bowled in this over. Plays it up. She saved. They want to do 2. 2 is the call, and they are safe. And how many runs do they need now? They just need 4 more runs, and this game will end. It looks like a game will end before drinks break.
You were talking about drinks break. I don't even think the game is going beyond this over. It is 4 more runs and 3 balls needed. We almost saw something similar to what happened Pyro. If Lucky Piety had come on strike, it was very, very certain that that game is ending. This game is ending in this over. But Esther Sandy wants to stay on strike for some reason best known. Wants to run 2s rather than singles. In the air, not probably set. And
brilliant catch! 1-hand catch. Channel Venta
Look how uncomfortable that position was to lean backwards and to catch a ball above your side, and she still did very well and held that ball very tight. It is another wicket, and Mr. Sandy still struggling to find the rhythm. But guess what? It is Chukwunoye Christabel, the fast pace footed batter. And there is that wicket again. Mr. Sandy's bat wasn't really strided for a big shot, and it's a one-handed beautiful catch. Not only was that catch difficult, but it was one-handed, and that makes it very spectacular. We've seen a lot of wonderful catches in this tournament, including one. Guess what? I just remember that in the game against Ghana, as the Sandy was also caught by the fielder coming all the way from mid-wicket to catch that ball.
4 runs in 67 balls. You want to say that I've seen 3 amazing catches at this tournament. One from Captain Bimeima Namari, one from Elizabeth Anor, and this one now from Channel Ventnor. But I think I would have to go for that of Elizabeth Anor, the Ghanaian. The difficulty in that catch, in picking it, Danieli Boshoff. And that has brought us to the end of the night over, 63 for 3.
And there is that catch again. So the catch was so nice that you have to see more than twice. It was Chanel Venter. Couldn't do much with the bat, but he's doing our own bit. And that is taking our batters off the opposing side, the female yellow greens.
Peter, it's safe to say that for the third time, Nigeria and Rwanda will be clashing in the final. It happened in the 2022 final. Rwanda won by 53 runs. It happened in the 2023 final. Nigeria won by 9 runs. The big question is, who wins the first Patricia Chipo Kambarami Cup? It's one apiece between these two when it comes to the Women's Invitational of Nigeria Cricket Federation. All road leads to the Afabalewa Carnival tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, Party, I'm not surprised. We want to end this game as quickly as possible. It is now 3 needed of the next 65 balls for the female yellow greens. South Africa just want to play out this game as long as they possibly can. But in terms of winning it, I do not see how that is possible. Current required run is 0.2. Christabel on strike off the back foot and sends it down, straight down to the fielder at long on. Takes herself off strike and gets a run ticking. It is now 2 runs, and will not be surprised to see Lucky Party attempt to go for the maximum.
Zia made good effort. Mika bowling her first over, and it's a captain's battle. Mika versus Lucky Piety. See that again on replay. Zia made effort, but unfortunately that effort can only be commended by virtue of what she did, but didn't amount to a wicket.
There was that back foot shot again from Esther Piety. This time she sends Chukwunoye on strike. 1 run is what is needed. Or 62 balls. Required run rate is now at 0.10.
Congratulations, Nigeria. And Nigeria will be playing in the final tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Seun Ajidagba. 2 under-19 sides will be playing for the third players. 2 very much experienced sides. The 2 sides that have started this competition will be playing themselves for the 3rd time in a row in the finals. South Africa winning the toss and electing to field back first position for the 2nd time, which had backfired for the junior female Proteas. Big finals tomorrow as well as the third place fixture. Nigeria will go head on looking for a rematch against Rwanda as well as the Zimbabwe and the South African side. Quickly looking at the best performance. Chanel Boshoff and Ashley Bernard as well as Jellyfinder all in double figures. And with the ball, it was Uday Lillian who took 3 wickets today, and for the Nigerian side, the Benedict victory, also scoring the highest number of runs, tied with Lucky Party 18-18. Mubat Kende of 15, and the highest wicket taker for the junior side is Zia Munalo and Daniel Lee, only successfully taking 1 apiece. Nigeria won this game by 7 wickets. And we will see for the post-match interview that will be conducted by my colleague Sheona Jidagba. So enjoy the highlights of this game.
on to the post-match presentation. It is the second semi-finals between South Africa under-19s and Nigerian senior national team. South Africa won the toss and decided to bat, scored 66 runs all out in 17 overs, and Nigeria scored 67 for the loss of 3 wickets in 9.3 overs. I'd like to invite the captain of South African under-19, Mecca. Mecca, tough luck today. I know you won the toss and wanted to know what went wrong today.
I think there are a lot of things that kind of went wrong. I think firstly, well played to them. They really showed up today and played really well. Good luck for the final. I think it's not where it went wrong and stuff. There was moments in the batting, in the bowling, everything that we could be better, but it's something to learn out of.
Tomorrow you have the Zimbabwean under-19. How has it all been for you?
I think it's been an amazing tour. It's been an amazing experience for the girls, but there's a lot of things that we would want to work on, and I think tomorrow is the perfect day to express it.
All the best for tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to invite the captain of Nigeria, Lucky Paiti. Lucky, congratulations. You lost the toss, however, you wanted to bat, but you did say you would want to bowl them under 100. What do you make of your bowling attack today?
It was a really, really good one from the girls. They were really, really expressive. We stuck to the plan that we had, because I earlier said we had plans for the toss as well if it didn't go our way, and I'm glad that the girls were able to stick to the plan that we had and we were able to put that performance.
150 career wickets for your teammate Lilian Ude. What would you have to say to her?
Obviously, one of the best players that we have, and we are happy to have her in the team. I know everyone there definitely celebrates with her, and congratulations to Lilian. More to come.
Big game tomorrow against Rwanda. You lost the first one against them. What are we fans here expecting from the Nigerian side?
Okay, tomorrow has its own strategy. We are just going to take it one at a time, and of course it's a big focus, and I can tell you the camp is really, really pumped up and happy to express themselves tomorrow.
Congratulations, Paiti, and all the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well, to help present the Player of the Match award, I'd like to call on Barrister Chuma Anusuke, a board member of the Nigerian Cricket Federation. The Player of the Match, 150 career wickets today. Lilian Ude, 3 wickets for 6 runs. Lilian, don't run away.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations, Lilian. I know yesterday we spoke about your action and things changed a bit recently. Can you take us through how you're trying to change in that bowling action, because this seems to be more effective with 3 wickets today?
I don't know. Change happens, and we learn every day. We learn and unlearn. So that's just it.
150 career wickets for Nigeria and yourself. How do you feel today?
Very happy. I'm very happy right now. I don't even know how to feel, but I'm happy.
Well, congratulations, Lilian, and all the best for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's it from the post-match presentation. Tomorrow it's 10 a.m. South Africa under-19 versus Zimbabwe under-19. And the big one is Rwanda versus Nigeria. Both teams have been champion before. Tomorrow 2 p.m. Don't miss it.